Nice. Oh, it's working. It's working. It's working. While this is getting up and running, how many times can you tickle an octopus? Serious question. How many times can you tickle an octopus? Type in the chat right now. Some of you have heard this joke before, as I'm just getting the recording button set up here so I can record this. Normally you normally have a VAs in here helping me with this, but I'm kind of doing it on my own. All right, let me hit the record button over here.
Recording in progress.
All right, so that's recording. Let me move this to that. Nope, wrong one. This one. There you go. And then microphone. Hot diggity dog. I think it's working. All right, so how many times do you need to tickle? Can you tickle an octopus? 10 tickles. Come on, I see those of you on Zoom, Deborah, Deanna. Did you get it? Okay, I'm seeing the nods and I'm seeing the laughs. Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, Joe. What's up, William? All right, so I'm doing this right now on, I'm doing this in Zoom. So my people are in Zoom right now. How you doing, guys? Glad you're here. Nice. Okay. And this is where I get the reactions. I can see them and they're going like this. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Stupidest joke ever. And then I'm also streaming this to our private Facebook group. What's up, guys? And my YouTube channel. And so this is a weekly call that I do called Deals, Deals, Deals. And my purpose is to review deals that my clients, my members of my community in the inner circle submit. And every week I go in and I review deals. And so that's what I'm going to do here. And this is a lot of fun. I enjoy doing this because sometimes, like, okay, this is what I teach, like, hey, there's 4 things you need to do in this business. And this, like, all business comes down in real estate to these 4 things. Number 1, do marketing, right? Get the marketing done for you in spite of you. Just get the done. You know what you got to do every single day, every single week. Just get somebody to do that marketing for you. Number 2, you got to talk to sellers. Talk to 5 sellers a day. I'm telling you, if you could talk to 5 sellers a day, you cannot not do deals. And rule number 3 is rule number 3 is make an offer to every single seller that you talk to. Make an offer to every single seller you talk to. So you should be sending at least 3 offers a day. 3 offers a day. And rule number 4 is follow up every 30 days with every single offer that you make. So what happens now, you're making 2-3 offers a day, which is awesome. Congratulations. But sometimes when you're just getting started, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a little overwhelmed. I don't know what to offer. This lead is different. This lead is like, this isn't like the examples you showed in your course, Joe, or like whatever. Or you submit an offer and it gets accepted. Now you're freaked out. Like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Did I make a bad offer? Whatever. So first of all, congratulations to every one of you that have submitted an offer for me to review or a deal to review, because that's congrats. And you know what? You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. You're in the right place because we fail forward. We fail forward fast. And so we're all about here in this community of taking massive imperfect action. Massive action, but you know what? Imperfect action. We're going to make mistakes. You're going to make bad offers, and that's okay. You have my permission to make bad offers. In fact, when you buy my land program, which I sell for $1,500, I'm going to give you your money back after you make 50 offers. You have 6 months to make 50 offers. I don't care if they all get rejected. I will refund your money. It's called my business completion challenge, right? And so that's how you learn how to do this business. You learn by making mistakes. You learn by making bad offers. Guess what? If you're getting too many offers accepted, you're probably offering too much. If you don't have that sinking pit in your stomach of like, oh my gosh, this is going to make the seller mad. If you don't feel uncomfortable and queasy when you make offers, you're like, Joe, don't make me do this. You're probably offering too much. So there's a skill and an art in making offers. And I want to just give you guys permission to make offers, okay? Give yourself permission to make mistakes. You're going to make bad offers. Guess what? Sometimes it's going to turn into your favor. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I offered 10 grand. If I would have listened to Joe, I would have offered 30 grand, but the seller accepted it. So that's awesome. But here's the other thing. You got to remember this, because sometimes fear stops us in our tracks. If you're worried about getting the offer accepted, let's say you make an offer for 20 grand and you should have made an offer for 10, but the seller accepts your 20 grand offer. Now what? Are you stuck? No, you're not. You can go back to the seller, cancel the contract, or renegotiate a new price. So I've done a lot of the deals I review here in this deals thing that I do every Monday. Maybe you already made the offer and it's like, oh man, dang it. I didn't see that Joe saw, or I didn't know this was a problem or something to be concerned about. That's okay. In my contracts, I have 90 days to close. Sometimes I do 30, but usually I have 90 days to close. And I'm not going to close on that deal unless I know I have a buyer for that deal. Does it make sense? Unless I know I have a buyer, I'm not going to close. So what are you worried about? What are you stressed out about? The number one rule in real estate is make offers, make offers, make offers. That's it. No offers equals no money. If you want to make money in this business, you need to make offers. So if you and I were to be talking right now on the phone, one-on-one, or sitting in my office, we're having a cup of coffee, and you're like, man, Joe, I really want to do this business. I've been trying. I've been doing the marketing. I've been making offers. And I just haven't done a deal yet. I'm like, all right, well, how many offers have you made in the last week? Let's see. I'm going to pick on somebody who's here. Deborah, how many offers have you made in the last week? Now, I can't see your face. You're really, really small over there. And you don't have to type it in if you don't want. That's really all that matters. Does your business card matter? Does your logo? Does the CRM matter? Your website? Business checking account, LLC? All right, well, Deborah's made 3. That's awesome, Deborah. Everybody give Deborah a golf clap. Yay. I mean, that's awesome. 3 is good. All right. In the last week, that's a huge win. I don't know. Deborah's been around a long time. Maybe she had a tough week. Maybe, something's going on at home or whatever, but she's still making offers. And here's the crazy thing, guys. And I want to push you out of your comfort zone here a little bit. I want you to make 3 offers a day. 3 offers a day. Now, does that mean like, oh my gosh, Joe, you're killing me, right? Like, I don't have time to do that. Oh, you do. You really, really do. And my goal is here to show you how to make quick, fast offers. I almost said dirty offers. That sounds weird. I don't want you to make dirty offers, but I want you to learn how to make quick, fast offers. Like, just bam, get it out the door. You've got 2 different numbers. Pick the lower one. Go with it. All right. Just make offers. If you can do 100 offers, I can almost guarantee you will do a deal. And you don't have to analyze these things to death. You don't have to spend hundreds of hours reviewing each deal. Just make the offers. All right. So one of the things I'm going to be doing here soon as I'm recording this week and next week, Freedomsoft, that's the main software I use for all of my deals. They finally just released vacant land lists. All right. So now you can go to Freedomsoft and get a list of vacant land owners and click a few buttons. It's literally, it's not hyperbole. It's not just, what's the word? Anyway, literally click a few buttons, send a direct mail campaign, skip trace, cold call campaigns, all can be set up, bam, 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 just like this. And in this challenge, I'm going to show you how to make 100 offers in 1 week. What? Go on, Joe. I don't need to lose any more hair. What are you talking about? 100 offers in 1 week? Yeah. And it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be easy. All right. We're not going to be calling 100 sellers and talking to 100 sellers. I'm going to show you a real simple, quick, easy way. And in this challenge, I want you to go through it and do it yourself. All right. But you can take the videos from this challenge and it's going to be free to everybody. You can actually just give it to a VA and have your VA make those offers for you. What if you had a VA making 100 offers every single week for you? What if you've got 5 VAs making 100 offers every single week for you? What would happen then? Now that's going to, you're not going to start there, but this is how you do deals. This is how you do deals. So in this challenge, it's coming up. I'm so excited about this because Freedomsoft for me has just completely changed the game. I'm excited about it. I use it. and I promote it. I do get a commission from it, but like there is nothing else like this out there right now that does it all in one thing. If you go out and get these separate things that you're going to need to do what Freedomsoft does, you're going to spend an extra $300-400 a month on tools. You can do it all inside of Freedomsoft. Freedomsoft is $197 a month at their base entry level, which gives you 3,000 downloads a month. So if you were to go, I still like price, but if you were to go get priced and pay for those downloads, that would be about $300 a month just for the list. If you're going to go do direct mail with Rocket or whatever, you have to pay them $1,000 just to even get started, maybe $500 to $1,000 just to get started on them. They do really good. Like these are all services that work, but now it's all can be done inside of Freedomsoft, which is awesome. So I'm going to be doing this challenge, and I'm going to give you later on soon here a link. I don't have it with me. A link where you can sign up for a $1 trial for 30 days of Freedomsoft. And during that 30 days, you can actually download 3,000 records for just $1 into your Freedomsoft account. So I'm going to show you in the challenge how to pick a market, how to find these properties, how to find like the best zip codes, right? Pull a list of people who own land in those best zip codes. Find out what the going price per acre is. Find out what these properties are selling for. And we're just going to do a simple formula, 50%. We're going to figure out, well, if these properties are selling right now for $10,000 an acre, we're going to offer $5,000 an acre. All right. And then you're going to go and we're going to pull every property for inside of Freedomsoft that are, that's in those zip codes. And we're going to find out how many acres they are. And we're going to offer $5,000 an acre. And we're just going to go bam, bam, bam. And it's a 1-week challenge. And I'm figuring if we can do 20 of those a day, you can do 100 offers in 1 week. It's awesome. And I'm going to show you also, this is where the real power of this is. You can do automated follow-up with each of these offers. So you can set it up where you send the offer and then a month later, it sends maybe a postcard. A month after that, it sends a letter. A month after that, it sends the same offer again or whatever. So you can cycle through an automated follow-up campaign to all these leads. And then when the lead comes in, we'll talk about how to talk to the sellers, how to make an actual cash offer, like after you review it. What do you say if they get your offer and accept it? What do you say if they get your offer and they're like, hey, that's ridiculous. I would never sell it for that. What do you say? How do you go handle it from there? So this is going to be an epic challenge. I'm really excited about this. This is game changer. This is going to help you do more deals, make more money. It's going to save you a ton of money as well when you start using something like Freedomsoft. And my custom signature edition of Freedomsoft is also, you're going to get all of my templates, all of my contracts, marketing pieces, workflow automations. It's all going to be in there. And so we'll be walking through that step by step. So stay tuned. All right. So, woo, that was fun. I love talking about this stuff. I'm going to jump in now and look at some deals. You guys submitted some deals for me to review. And I'm going to pull this on the side. We've got 8 deals. I'm not going to get through all 8, but I'm going to go through the newest one first. One by a guy named Wesley. What's up, Wesley? How are you? All right. And I'm going to share my screen in just a minute. This is a deal in... Oh, you're killing me, Wesley. I can't help you, man. All right, I'm just going to have to delete this. Listen, brother. You guys, you've heard me talk about this, right? If you're one of my clients in my community, when you submit a deal, when it says county, state, if you don't put the county and state in there, I can't look at the deal up. When it says GPS coordinates, I need the GPS coordinates. I can't look this property up. You didn't even give me the APN number, the parcel ID. Wesley, my man, I don't know. It's a required field. It says GPS coordinates. It says county. And all you did was put Florida. All right. Sorry, brother. Can't help you. Okay. Next one. Amy. Thank you, Amy. Jackson County, North Carolina. And GPS coordinates. Thank you. Nice. Okay, so this is a 6.89 property in Jackson County, North Carolina. Where is Jackson County, North Carolina? I'll show you right now. Let me go into there. Boom. Cool. Jackson County, North Carolina is a great county. I've done a lot of deals there. It's been a couple years though. All right, so there is North Carolina. Do you see it? And there's Asheville, Pigeon Forge. Zoom in. So it's kind of the western corner of North Carolina. Asheville, Gatlinburg, beautiful area. Jackson County. All right, great. So this is a almost 7-acre property. I'm going to write some of these numbers down. And I have the GPS coordinates. Because you got to know where this property is, right? You got to be able to look it up. And I'm just going to paste the GPS coordinates into Google. Because Google knows everything, and it knows right where that property is. Let's zoom out. I have a feeling I've looked at this property before. Amy, are you on this call on Zoom? No, you're not. All right, well, let's see what happens here. All right. So it's rural, isn't it? I've looked at this property before. Let's look at the satellite image. Oh, maybe I haven't. Looks like there's some roads, some trails, but like Google Maps, you can see this is some kind of a road. There's some trails. So I'm mainly looking right now what road access and what's the terrain like. Okay. One of the tools I like to use, you can use Regrid, which is not free. There is a free version of it. You can get a pro version of just a few bucks a month, but I prefer Land ID. Okay, id.land. So let me sign in. Close your eyes. Let's go to create new map, North Carolina. And then I'm going to look at GPS coordinates right here. Latitude, longitude. Boom. Paste. Cut. Paste. Go. This allows you to kind of zoom in and see the property. And what is the main thing I'm looking for right now? Road access. I'm a little nervous. Doesn't look like there's road access here. I may be wrong. Sometimes you need to look at what's called different base maps. Hex aerial sometimes gives a different satellite image. Maybe there's some kind of trail right here. It's kind of like windy maybe. Is there something up here? Let's look at Google. Okay, there is some kind of trail or road up here. You can kind of see it. In fact, if we go back here to the Google Maps and if I zoom in, see this snaking thing right there? So that may be some kind of trail. That's a good sign. So our property. But yeah, this is something when I'm talking to that seller, yeah, if I zoom in, it looks like it has at least some kind of dirt road. Probably need a four-wheeler, right? But is this something when I'm talking to the seller, I should be asking them, hey, is there an easy way to get there? Is there a good road access? Is that legal access? Or is it just a trail that everybody uses? Oh, man, I'm looking here at the satellite. And if I go to Google Maps, there's no street out there. This looks like it's just in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. I don't know if I'm your buyer. What's the best price that you could sell it for? I mean, or if I already made an offer, I don't think it's going to work for me. Can you do any better than that? All right, because like who knows? I don't know if you can get up there or not. All right, next thing we want to look at is the terrain. What's this area like? If I hold my command key down, now you can kind of see the road a little better there, right? But, you know, is this on the side of a hill? Is this something we can do something with? I can swear I've looked at this deal before. Maybe I haven't, but we'll do it again. Man, I don't know. But it's beautiful, right? And some of you are like, well, Joe, I don't know if this will work. It's a little off the grid. Well, sometimes these kinds of off-the-grid properties are even easier to sell, and you can buy them cheaper. And Yeah, these kinds of properties that are really off the grid, hard to get to. People are looking for things like this, and you can sell them for really cheap. There's a high demand for them. All right, so anyway, and there's no restrictions. It's not in an HOA. I'm going to bet you a glass of iced tea it's not. All right, what else can we look for? One of the things I like about Land ID is you can get different kinds of views. So if I go to, let's go to Hex Aerial here. It's this property, right? If you do 3D, you're going to get a much more pronounced 3D view. And it's kind of weird, like Google Maps or this one. I don't know which one's more accurate, but this one make you a little more nervous about the property. See that? See that, right? Now that's okay because that's all the land around here is like that. There's no flat land around this anywhere. But if there's a trail up there and somebody can put a cabin or something up there, but this is something where when I'm talking to that seller, I'm like, oh boy, I don't know. Have you seen this? When was the last time you were at the property? You know, is there easy access? Or I don't think I'm going to be able to build anything on that. Now, if you had this property at the top of a mountain, maybe that's a different story. But you see what I'm saying here? So I don't know if this might be a tough lot to sell. But here's the deal. Again, when we're dealing with land, if I have road access and if there's at least 10, 25% of the lot that I can do something with, I'm still going to get it under contract. All right. But I'm not going to promise to close on it in 30 days because I need to put it out there on the market and let the market tell me whether this is just too bad of a terrain or not. I might put it out there, have a few people look at it, and they say, no, man, it's on the edge of a cliff. I'm never going to, no, I wouldn't buy this. Nobody would. Then I might go back to the seller and say, listen, I don't think this is going to be a good deal. I don't think I'm your buyer. I'm probably going to have to cancel the contract and just shut up and see what they say. So, yeah, this looks like a tricky one just because the terrain is pretty hairy, right? All right. Anyway, let's turn the 3D off there. Okay. And sometimes over here on the left, we can get some more information about when they bought it. Sometimes you can't. Now, I'm not too worried about wetlands or floodplains in this area, but if you wanted to, you could go down here and choose, it'll show you the wetlands or floodplains of the area. You can also see sometimes, if you click on this, where there are wells in the area. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know. Okay. We need to look this property up on Redfin right now. And let me show you what we're trying to do here. If you have my course, or if you're part of the Inner Circle community, you have this offer worksheet. This is a simple worksheet that just basically we're going to come up with an offer based on price per acres. We're going to base our offers on active comps and sold comps. All right, so we need to know in this area what's the average price per acre that properties are currently listed for or have recently sold for. Does that make sense? So, but we need, how do we look this property up on Redfin? There's no address to this property. All I know, it's on LT, I can't even pronounce it all. So I need an address of a property nearby. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. In fact, let's actually zoom out from Google Maps. Sometimes on Google Maps, I'm looking for an address somewhere. How about Black Mountain Baptist Church Fellowship Hall? Don't even get an address. What? That doesn't make any sense. There's normally an address for, there's no address. All right, let's. Okay, there's Kalahowie. Kalohi. All right, let's look up Kalohi, shall we? All right, we're going to copy that. Let's go to the Redfin. Kalohi, North Carolina. All right, so there's Kalohi. Zoom out a little bit. So I'm kind of over in this area here, right? Like there is, what's that road, 1740? Let me do my GPS coordinates here again. 1731. See that 1731 right there? Ah, so there's 1731. So I just want to get my property kind of in the center of the map. That's all I'm trying to do here. All right, now I'm going to go to, I want to look at coming soon, active pendings, home type, land. Home type, land. Cool, I got 39 vacant lots there. Ours is 6.89 acres, almost 7 acres. So let's do a little lot size filter here. Let's do minimum 2 acres, maximum 20 acres. All right, here's 11 properties. I'm going to sort from high to low, and I'm going to eliminate the real expensive ones. This one's, you know, it's on the river. So those things, pretty expensive. I'm going to eliminate anything above 100 grand. Because there's no way I'm going to sell mine for 100 grand when these things here are for sale for 49, 40. So let's do max price 100 grand. Again, I'm taking out those expensive properties because I don't want them to taint my average price per acres. Make sense? Thanks for this kind comment, by the way. Efficacy LED. Thank you. All right, now I only have 7 comps now. I'm going to sort from low to high. I want more than that. I'm going to zoom out one more time. All right, now I have 16 comps. All right. Now what I'm doing is I want to get the average price per acre. Now, if you had a pen and paper, you could write down 20 grand, 2.36 acres, and divide the two to get an average price per acre, and do that for all 16. But there's a little Chrome extension that I use, and you're not going to be able to see it when I click on this, but it's a Chrome extension tool called Pebble. Go to pebblerei.com. It's free. When you click on that, it scrapes everything on the right-hand side for me and gives me a median price per acre and an average price per acre. I'm just going to go with the lower of the two. So I'm going to go with 33,571. All right. 33,571, and this property was 6.89 acres. So based on that number, if I did, and I always reduce active prices by 15%, the property might be worth 200,000, 196. I don't know. I'm a little suspicious. Sometimes, you know, let's look at this. These are, you know what? I'm just going to, these are, I need to filter, narrow my filters a little bit. I'm going to do at least 4 acres. All right. And now it's 4 to 20 acres. Let's do that pebble scraper tool again here. Oh, see, that changes a lot of things. Now I'm at $9,600 an acre. This is not a science, it's more of an art. So based on active comps on properties similar in size, more similar in size, I'm looking at the median price per acre. I'm at about $9,600 an acre. Again, I'm using this pebble scraper tool that just scrapes everything, and you can't see the box for some reason. It won't let me show it, but on the screen share thing that I'm doing here. Cool, makes sense? All right, you know what? I don't like this background. I'm going to do this one. I like that a little better. Nah, it doesn't match my background. Let's just turn it off. Okay? All right. Now let's look at solds. All I'm going to do is go here to for sales, solds. Last 3 months. Not a lot. 6 months. A little bit more. Last year. I want as many sold comps as possible. So I got 20 comps here. All right. This looks good. Let's do that pebble scraper tool again. I've got 9,200 an acre. You know what though? I'm looking. Okay, let me do a screenshot of what I'm looking at here so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me do screenshot with markup. All right. Oops. So this is what I'm looking at here. See this pop-up comes up and it scrapes everything over on the right. But I'm seeing a lot of these cheaper properties here, 5,200 an acre, 5,200, 51, 51, 2,600, 7,800. It's telling me the average and the median is about 9,200, 9,600. That's because if I scroll down here, there's some that are like 13,000 an acre. So when I'm looking at solds, I'm always trying to price it aggressively. I want to price this thing so it sells in 1 or 2 months. So this is how I come up with my offers. I figure out what can I sell it for quickly, and I work backwards from there. So I need to be more conservative with my numbers. I don't want to use 9,200 an acre when all of the lowest 6 here are like 5,000 an acre. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to do that pebble scraper thing, but instead of bringing all 20 of these properties in, I'm just going to bring the lowest 10. The lowest 10. So I'm going to do that scraper thing again. I'm just going to bring over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now I have 6,679 an acre. All right, so most of the time the active listings are going to be higher than the sold price per acres. Make sense? So my property based on active comps and discounting at 15% might be worth 56 grand. Based on sold comps, I might be able to sell it for 46 grand. So what number do you choose? The lower one. So if I listed it for 46,000, let's put that there, and I want to make at least a $10,000 profit. Let's look at this in a second, but can I list it for 46 grand? If I try to sell it for 46 grand, am I going to get a lot of calls? My buyer who's looking for land, are they going to be interested in my property for 46 grand? How does it compare to the competition? So I'm going to switch to actives and pendings here. And I want to look at this now. Remember my filters here, 4 to 20 acres. Again, look, if I'm going to sell mine for 46, why would somebody want to buy my property for 46 grand when they can buy this one that's only a little bit smaller for 39? And it's real close. And how long has this been on the market? 270 days. This is where it's not a science, it's an art. You got to look at this, right? Now, maybe this isn't an HOA. I don't know. It might be. Maybe that's one reason why it hasn't sold yet. I'm guessing it's in an HOA because it's got private community here sign. So that may be one reason why it hasn't sold yet. But, yeah, I mean, that's like real close to where mine is. This one here, 49 grand. How long is this? This is almost, it's like half, 0.4 acres smaller. Been on the market 25 days, 6.5 acres. You really need to find out, like, here's the deal. We're just trying to make our best guess here, right? But I'm looking at this thinking, why would somebody want to buy my property for 46 when they can buy this one here for 49? And then maybe this one's better. It's got a nicer road, easier access. Is this like in an HOA? Let me do a search for the word HOA. No, there's nothing on here about HOA. So I'm just thinking, I want to sell mine quickly. What price do I need to have it here? So if somebody sees it, they like drop everything they're doing to go and make me an offer. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to sell mine for 35 grand. How did I come up with that number? I just pulled it out of my, out of the ether. 35 grand. I want to make 10 grand assignment fee. I'm going to pay a realtor 10% to sell it for me. I might borrow some private money to hold on to it for a few months. I maybe have an oops factor of $1,000. Pay somebody $500 for photos. North Carolina is an attorney state, So I'm going to have $2,000 for closing costs. Boom. If I offered $16,450, I could sell it for $35,000 with a realtor, add a private investor, and photos, and closing costs, and an oops factor, and make 10 grand. Better than a poke in the eye with a stick. Okay? Now, the property might be too sloped. It might not be a deal, but guess what? I'll find out after I put it on the market. My buyers would tell me, let the market tell me. The market may tell you, hey, you're not getting any interest. Nobody's interested in this thing. You need to sell it for $19,000. All right, I go back to the seller and cancel my contract, renegotiate a new price. That's all. So that's probably what I would do. I would offer 35 grand. No, I'm sorry. I would offer 16. And also, by the way, you want to make sure that you're never offering more than 50%. On a real expensive property, maybe over 100 grand, you might offer 60%. So we're below there. Let's see what Amy did here. Amy, you didn't tell me. Oh, you got it under contract. All right, let's see what price you got it under contract for. Oh, you got it under contract for $31,000. All right, I'm a little concerned. All right, it's only been a week or 2 weeks. You probably need to go back to the seller. That's not going to work. All right, if you got this under contract for 31, you're going to have to sell it for at least 45 grand to make any money on it. Are you going to be able to sell it for 45 grand? Maybe. But why would somebody want to buy yours for 45 when they can buy this one with a nice paved easy access road for 49? Or they can buy this one for 39 with good views in a community. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little nervous about that. I think you're in it way too high. Okay. That's what I would do. I hope that was helpful, Amy. But I think you're in it a little too high. And again, how do you handle this conversation with the sellers? Because it's an uncomfortable conversation. I get it. How do you handle it? How do you deal with it? I just basically say, listen, I don't think it's going to work. To be honest, I didn't realize that, whatever, come up with 3 or 4 reasons. Could be not good enough terrain. You have to clear out too much of trees to get any kind of access to too sloped, not good enough road access. You looked at comps. There's similar properties that are nearby that are nicer, that are cheaper. And I'm sorry, Mr. Seller, I'm probably going to have to cancel the agreement. And then just shut up and see what they say. And just wait. Because it'll be an awkward 5 seconds, 10, 20, 30 seconds of silence. And they might say, well, okay, never mind, forget it. I'll just give it to my kids, or I'll just keep it. Not a big. Okay, that's fine. Let them go. Still, you should cancel the contract. Still send them an offer 30 days later. Follow up every 30 days because they might change their mind. Sometimes sellers just need time to cook. But they usually are going to come back and say, well, what can we do about that? I mean, what should we do? You need to get them to offer to lower the price. And they're going to say, well, how much do you need to be in at for? You say, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if I want this deal, to be honest. What's the least you could go? The lowest you could go? What's the least you could take? You just have to turn it around and ask them and see what they say. And then it's a game where, like, shoot, I'm going to have to, you put it out there, you weren't getting any interest, at 35, you're going to have to maybe list it for 25,000, which means then you need to offer 7,700. Make sense? Very, very simple on this. Well, you're not seeing my offer. Hold on here. Okay. Very simple. You start with what can you list it for? Let me zoom in to make sure you can see this. Subtract your profit, subtract realtor commissions, private money if you're going to borrow private money on this deal. Subtract the oops factor, maybe 5%, doesn't matter. Usually I try to do $1,000 or something, but if it's a big deal, it's less. Photos, 500, attorneys, if there's back taxes. That's how you come up with your offers. But you want to come up with a price. What can you conservatively sell it for quickly? Don't try to sell it for the highest price possible. You want to try to sell it for the lowest price possible so you can sell it in 1 or 2 weeks. Makes sense? All right. So I need to find out why my Stream Deck thing is not working. Hold on 1 second here. Well, all right. Let's look at another deal. Hope that was helpful, Amy. Good job on making the offer. I just accidentally moved that. Okay, here we go. This is a deal from Lee Maria. That's a cool name, Lee Maria. Lee Maria. I can't even look. You didn't tell me where this property is. What I asked for county, state, and you just gave me the state. This isn't an address that I can go look it up. Let me try it. Let me see if anything can come with this address. All right, this is a town called Altoona, Pennsylvania. Who's ever heard of Altoona, Pennsylvania? All right, I found it on a map. You're lucky, Lee Maria. Are you even on right now, Lee Maria? No, you're not. Maybe you're watching on YouTube or the Facebook group. Again, guys, when it asks for county, put in the county, tell me. And when it asks for GPS, you got to give me the GPS. Are we all good? Hold on. I'm trying to find out if there's a way like I can make that required. And I'm going to put a star next to that, an asterisk. Make it even more clear. All right. I was able to Google it and find it. So let me put it here and I'll share my screen, okay? Let me flip to map just to zoom out, see where this is. All right, first thing I noticed, this is a small town. I typically don't like small lots in small towns. Is anybody building new homes in Altoona, Pennsylvania right now? In an old town like this? I don't know, maybe. Is somebody going to want to buy this vacant lot here next to these older homes that were probably built in the 50s? I don't know, maybe. Let's see if there's any street views in the area. Let's zoom out. Yeah, so there's a street view right here. It's a pretty small town, right? So if you go down this street over here, you get to ours, but this isn't property that you can, it's not recreational land. Like, I don't know if anybody's building new homes in neighborhoods with these kinds of properties there, right? So this is a property you got to be even more conservative on. You got to make sure you're offering a low price, because you're probably going to sell this house to a neighbor. I'm just guessing. And, maybe you could, you could sell it to a builder that wants to build a new home there. I don't know. All right, so let's get some. Let's do a little research here. I'm going to. All right, let's copy this address. I'm going to try to look for this property. How do I get out of here? All right, here we go. Create new map. Pennsylvania. I'm going to put in the address right here, see if that works. All right, it's this property right here. Oh, and it's only 0.14 acres. I can tell you right now, I would offer $100, maybe $500 for this property. County says it's worth $3,000. I would give them an option to buy it for $100, really. Even though they bought it in January 2002 for $9,000. Lightning Land Capital. I don't understand your question here. Premier, more like $5,000 to $10,000. I think Joe can answer that. Not sure what you're talking about. But this property, a little 0.14 acre, I might offer $500. And only then if I can find somebody else that would want to buy it. I would contact the neighbors and see if they'd want to buy it for $5,000. But let's look this property up in Redfin. Oh, it's currently for sale for $10,000 right now. All right. And it's been on the market for 34 days. So again, you're looking at this thinking, what price are you going to have to sell it for to sell it now? Well, I'm not going to try to sell it for $12,000, $15,000 because it's currently on the market for 10. I'm going to have to sell it for 5 because it's currently listed for 10. Or maybe I'd sell it with owner financing, but yeah, I'm not going to offer more than $500, maybe $100 for this deal. But let's look at some similar comps, if there are any. In small towns like this, it's hard to find comps on vacant land. This is why normally when I pull a list, I'm only pulling vacant land that's larger than maybe a quarter acre. Or if it's Pennsylvania specifically, I'm only pulling properties that are maybe 2 or 3 plus acres because I don't want to deal with the small little infill lots. Land. Lot size max, ½ acre. Zoom out. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time finding any comps. Zoom out. So ours is about 6,000 square feet. Let's zoom out one more time. Let's look at solds in the last 3 months. Yeah, nothing. 6 months, couple. The last year. Oh, some more. All right. Yeah, this was a bigger lot that sold for 5. This one sold for $5,000, ½ an acre. Yeah, so this is where we have 19 sold comps in the last year. Let me just see what Lee Maria said that she did here. Okay, Lee Maria offered $5,500. And her goal is to sell it. Here's the problem, Lee Maria. If you buy it for $5,500, it's currently on the market for $10,000. So how are you going to sell it and make any money? You're going to have to pay realtor commissions, closing costs. You're not going to have any room for profit. You're going to have to start with what price are you going to sell it for? To sell it quickly, you're going to need to sell it for, let's say, $7,500. And you want to make at least $5,000 profit. You're going to pay a realtor probably, $1,500. You're maybe not borrow any private money. You got an oops factor of, $500 photos. You're going to have $1,000 in closing costs, $1,500 in closing costs. Oops. So the seller needs to pay you $1,375 to make any profit on this thing. It does not make any sense. And you should never do a deal where you're going to make less than $5,000 on it. It's not worth your time. Stop chasing those deals. So this is a bad deal. Bad deal. You're going to need to sell it quickly for less than 10 grand. Sorry. I probably would have just pass on this deal to begin with. It's not worth your time. If anything, though, if the seller insisted or begged me to make an offer, it would be for $100, and I'd try to sell it to one of the neighbors. And the cool thing about Regrid, by the way, if you go to Regrid, you put in the address. I think I have to log in, and it's always a pain in the butt to log in because I don't even know how. But somehow I figure it out every time. Yeah, so I'm having a hard time finding the property here. But let's say it's right in this area. What you can do is, well, I'm not going to do it right now, but when you're logged in, I think an account is maybe $100 a year. You can draw a circle or a radius, and it'll give you all of the neighbors. Or you could click on each one of these properties and get, well, there's our property right there. You click on each of these properties, and you can find the name and the address of the owners right here. You can skip trace them, call them, send them a letter, and they can, ask them if they want to buy it. And I would sell it to them for maybe $5 grand. Yeah, you know what? Lightning Land Capital, $100 is a bag of groceries. All right, yeah. What do you guys think of that, by the way? Offering $100 on a deal. Would any of you do that? I'm looking at my Zoom chat, folks. Looking at my YouTube, Facebook group, folks. Would any of you offer $100? Donna says yes. Donna's asking, would this calculator work for houses? 100%. Yeah. Now, it doesn't calculate repairs. It doesn't calculate the Mayo formula of like ARV times 70% minus repairs minus your wholesale fee equals offer amount. It all starts with no matter what kind of real estate you're doing. What can you sell it quickly for? And who are you going to sell it to? Are you going to sell it to an investor buyer? All right. What price would they buy it for? Maybe you go in and you see what are the investor comps. And you take an average of the lowest 5 investor solds. And that's what you're going to sell it for. And then maybe you need some profit, so multiply that number by 80%. In fact, that's if somebody were to give me a house deal right now that needed a lot of updating, a property like a house that needed work, that's what I would do. I would go into that neighborhood, zoom out, find similar properties that have sold in the last 6 months that needed work. And I would find what were the prices that investors were paying for those. I'd find at least 3 or 4 or 5. I would take an average of those properties times 80%, and that would be my offer. Because I need to be less. Those are my buyers. Those rehabbers are my buyers. So I'm going to get my property under contract for 10 grand, 20 grand less, so I can sell it to one of them. Yeah, Lightning Land Capital says, I've been prospecting 10 acres minimum. So no, yeah, if you're targeting 10 plus acres, you're not going to find these deals. Yeah, so Julie and Randy said they would. Go for no. Great. Donna, nice. All right, what time is it? Well, let's do one more. Please, whoever this is, give me the county. I'm begging. Just give me the county. All right, Deanna, are you here? Oh, Deanna is here. Hi, Deanna. I'm going to look at your property here. Now, you didn't give me the county. You just gave me the state. But you gave me the GPS coordinates. So I'm going to cut you a little slack. Okay, Deanna? Are you? I know I see you're here. All right. Next time, give me the county. But then you're saying, okay, Joe, I submitted this deal to you 3 weeks ago, and you're just now getting to it. All right, so I'm sorry. let's put this up in the Google Maps and let's look at it. Where is this property? Boiling Springs Lake, North Carolina. That sounds like a cool place. First thing I'm thinking of when I see this, a lot of streets, subdivision, no properties. What's wrong? What's going on here? I have a sneaky feeling it's a wetland. I'm just guessing. Yeah, and here's like a river, kind of a swampy area. Maybe there's no homes being built here because it's a wetland, floodplain. And you're close to the water. So, you know, that's natural for this area, right? There's a lot of wetlands out here. But like, look at this whole area here. Nothing is being built here. No construction, nothing. Why is that? So we're going to be real conservative on our offers, aren't we? Maybe someday it'll be developed and they'll start building homes here. Well, let's look this property up in Land ID. New map. Well, actually, I didn't need to do that, did I? Do I? All right. Let's go to GPS coordinates. Paste. Cut. Negative. Paste. Go. Ah. What else do you see? Something? Do you see something here? What's kind of something funny, weird about this? Look at who all these owners are. Why does the state of North Carolina own so many properties here? I don't know. This might be a deal I'm going to pass on. Why does the state of Carolina own this property? I don't know. This is our property here, right? I mean, maybe I can sell it to Michael Westmoreland. Maybe I can sell it to Harold McRoberts. Maybe I can sell it to the state of North Carolina. This is one of the things I'm going to ask the seller. What's going on here? Why isn't this property... What? Yeah. Don't know when it was purchased last. I don't have that information here. This is a seller that lives in New York. 1.12 acres. All right. Moment of truth. Let's see what the wetlands are like. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let's scroll down here. This is supposed to just start showing, but sometimes it doesn't show. I don't know what... There we go. You got to give it a minute. So a lot of this is wetlands, floodplains. Now, this might be okay because it's not. It's fine there. I don't know. This is interesting, right? Here's the thing. When you're making offers, you don't have to know exactly how this is going to work out. Just get it under contract for the lowest price that you can. Then start calling the county, start calling realtors, start calling neighbors, put a sign out there, put it on Facebook Marketplace, list it with a flat fee broker at brokerless.com. Put it out there. Let the market tell you what the property is worth. Maybe this, nobody's interested in this thing. Only the state of North Carolina is buying these things. I don't know. But like this property here is owned by state of North Carolina. This property here is not in a floodplain. It's owned by the state of North Carolina. So what's going on? I don't know, but this is telling me it's probably going to be really hard to sell a property here. I don't know. I'm just saying. So when I'm on the phone with the seller, I'm going to ask him these questions. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm probably not your buyer. That's pretty out here. Maybe somebody would buy it that just wants to go hunting. It's not a place they're going to build anything on. Maybe it's just, a place where they go shooting, put their four-wheeler, go camping. but they're not going to build anything there. So when you're talking to these sellers, you say, you know what, I don't, and this is where you also need to call the county after you get it under contract at the lowest price you can and ask them, hey, what can I do here? What can I do with this property? Well, how is it zoned? Can I pull a building permit? Does it have to have a perk test like for septic system? What are the restrictions? What are the, and they'll point you in the right direction. Then you can go back to the seller if you have to and just say, hey, you know what? Sorry, this isn't going to work. I need to cancel the agreement. Well, why? What do we need to do? I don't know. I don't think I'm your buyer, to be honest. Well, and then try to get the seller to say, okay, well, what price could we do this? I don't know. What's the lowest you could go? And this is my contract. This is my conversation with the seller. I'm concerned about this. I don't see anybody else building homes here. So, I mean, what's going on? Why hasn't anybody built a house here? Let's look at this property. Does the Google Street View go here? So further on down this street, somebody did build something over there, but the Street View doesn't go any further. Probably because they're worried about getting stuck in the mud. So I don't know what that is. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Who knows what it's all about? Maybe it's just a place where people are dumping. Yeah, here's the thing. Sometimes you can sell this land to just some company that wants a place to dump dirt. Could be. Maybe you know what they're doing? Maybe they're building a little racetrack for their four-wheelers that they can race around the track. Maybe, I don't know. But whoever this was Deanna. You got this deal under contract. I think you're with me on Zoom right now, Deanna. Are you? Are you still there? Tell me a little bit about this deal. Did you get it under contract yet, or you're just trying to make an offer? All right. Well, you wanted to offer $6,000. I don't think you had it under contract yet, Deanna. You wanted to offer $6,000. Is that a good offer or not? Let's take a look at this here. So I need an address of a nearby property. All right. So I'm going to find something around here that has a physical mailing address. By the way, this might be a buyer that I want to call and talk to. See, hey, you're looking for another property that you can make a mess out of? All right, here's an address. 29 Bet Lane. I'm going to copy that, put it here in Redfin. Click on the map. Let's zoom out. So our property is it's right in this area, right in the center of the map. So let's click on nearby homes for sale. Let's zoom out. All right, so we're right in this area. Oh, and look, there's property right now listed for sale. Let's go back here. Let's make sure we're in the right area. All I'm trying to do is get our property in the center of the map. You see this kind of lake right here? Cougar Country Disc Golf Course. All right. So yeah, our property is right here in the center of this map. Cool. Let's go to for sale and pendings. Let's do home type, land. Oh, this is interesting. Check this out. There are people building homes out here. What do you see? New construction. Aha. Nice. Let's look at solds. A lot of just the last 3 months. Look at all the solds in the last 3 months, but there's no solds here, is there? You see these new homes built over here. So I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe if we zoom out a little bit here. Our property's right there. There's a bunch of new homes being built over here, but not over here. Why is that? Let's just see if we go back here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's new homes being built over here. Maybe this is an area where they could be building new homes soon. All right, so, new homes are being built and sold. Let's look at just land now. Land. Sold in the last 3 months, last 6 months, last year. Okay, like nothing is selling right here in this area. Everything is selling all around it. So you're just going to be more conservative. This is when I'm talking to the seller on the phone saying, I don't know. I mean, like, nothing is selling here. What's going on? State of North Carolina owns a bunch of land. I don't know. What's the least you could take? Let's take a look at this. Our property was 1.12 acres, right? Let's look at lot size. Let's do ½ acre to 2 acres. Maybe 3 acres. Solds last year. Land only 1 ½ acre to 3 acres. 18 of them. Let's sort from low to high. This one sold for 7, 10, 11, 14, 15. Let's get an average price per acre. Just looking at this, and I'm going to go in and remove the big outliers. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm removing the real expensive properties. And we have about solds are $15,429 an acre. And our property is 1.12 acres. So based on solds, maybe we could sell it for $17,000. Maybe. You know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to remove any property that's over $55,000. Now I have 11 comps. Let's do that pebble scraper tool again here. $20,395 an acre. Yeah. I'm going to bring over the lowest 10. $14,210 an acre. Okay. Right, so maybe I could sell it for $15,915. Let's look at actives real quick. Now this property is for sale for $22,500. Even though it's a little smaller, I'm going to have to be less than that for sure, right? This one's pending up here for $10,500. All right, so I'm thinking this one went under contract for $10,500. I'm going to price mine for the same. $10,500. I want to make at least a $5,000 profit. I'm going to pay a realtor 15% commissions. I have oops factor, closing costs. This is North Carolina. It's an attorney state. Right? So, yeah, I'm going to offer $1,000. Now, Deanna, you said in here when you submitted this deal, you wanted to make $3,000 to $4,000. Let me submit to you, I don't think $3,000 to $4,000 is worth it. It's not worth your time and energy and effort and the risk involved and the hassle. I always say usually at a minimum you should make $10,000 profit on each deal. And you're offering to make you're okay with $3,000 a deal? It's just not worth your time. Don't chase those deals. Don't chase those deals. Make sense, guys? You start with the price that you want to sell your property at, and you subtract your profits, subtract your costs, and you want to price it aggressively, and that's what you're going to sell it for. You're going to sell this property for $10,500. You're going to make a $5,000 profit after all your expenses and everything. So you need to offer $900, maybe $1,000. Now, Deanna, you did say you would be willing to owner finance this deal. So that's also pretty good. If you owner finance it, then you could get payments on that thing. Hold on one second. So you could get payments. Well, yeah, maybe you get $100 for 5 years, a month, $100 a month for 5 years. That's a pretty good deal. But I would still only offer $1,000. And I would bring up all those concerns that I had with the seller. If they want more than that, I say, yeah, you know what? I'm probably not your buyer. I'm probably not your buyer. In fact, I can give you the names and phone numbers of realtors that can help you list it. Yeah, I'm sure your property is worth at least 20 grand, at least. But I'm not a retail buyer. I'm an investor. I need to make profit on my deals. I got to feed my kids. I just can't. I'm not interested. I'm sorry. Like, could you go any lower than that? I mean, is there any wiggle room? If I could pay you cash, what's the absolute lowest you'd go? All right. So just, send them an offer anyway and follow up every 30 days. Sometimes sellers, like I said before, just need time to cook. Give them some time to think about it. Let them go ahead and call the realtors and have the realtors tell them, yeah, you're not going to sell this thing. I'm not interested in helping you. No. Right. And then after a couple, 3 months, you've been following up with them, keep on sending them an offer for $500, for $1,000. And finally they might say, yeah, okay, fine. I'm done with it. I'm sick with it. They're tired of paying the taxes. Then you get it under contract, start calling all the neighbors and try to sell it that way. All right, guys, I think it's good for now. Are we good? Any questions, any comments? Anything anybody wants to say? Yeah, you need some meat on the bone. For sure. You need more meat on the bone. Okay, let's look at this actually, because Donna brings up a real good point. It looks like a builder is building homes in an expanding radius. Interesting, right? So if we go back here and look at the screen, let me find it. We were looking at solds here, right? Last 6 months. And we're looking at houses. Let me remove that. High to low. And let's change our filters here to houses only. And I want to let's just remove the minimum acres sizes. And let's do house built. Here we go. Year built. Minimum 2020. All right. So here are 60 homes that have sold in the last 6 months in this area. New home construction that was built within the last 2, 3, 4 years. Find out who are the listing agents. This property here. Scroll down. Sold June 3 days ago. Look at that. Listing agent right there. Shelly Tubner. There's a phone number. Shelly, how you doing? Joe here. I see that you sold a vacant lot here recently in Southport, North Carolina. Awesome. Listen, I have another vacant lot here that I think you might be interested in. I don't know if you know of any home builders there that are looking to build more homes. Do you know anybody? I'm willing to pay 10% commissions. Now, this might not have been a new construction that was built. Let's look at this again here. Let's say it was new construction. Let's say built in 23. All right, here you go. So this one sold. This is definitely new construction. Call the listing agent, Hank. And just see, hey, would your buyer be looking for more vacant land? They can build more homes here. And if anything, this realtor will tell you, yeah, you know what? Not interested. The house is on the other side of George II Highway Southeast 87. Nothing there. No, we're not interested. And you know what? I bet this home builder has probably already looked over here And there's a reason why there's so many properties here that are owned by the state of North Carolina. Maybe that's some kind of environmental thing going on there. I don't know. Okay. Call these agents and ask them. You know, I've talked before about Get Investor Base. Have you guys seen Investor Base? GetInvestorBase.com. I'm going to put an address of, let's just say, this property right here. Okay, new home. I'm going to go here to Get Investor Base, paste that address right there. I'm going to look in a 2-mile radius. This is flippers of single-family homes, multifamilies, condos, mobile homes, except land in the last year. Let's search. All right, what do we have here? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Look at this. We've got these Lang Bean Builders. This is a flipper. They bought a property for 23 grand, sold it for 355 grand. What's their address? Well, I don't know, actually. It doesn't. Sometimes it gives you the phone numbers, but you can just Google Lang Bean Builders. They're building a lot of them here, right? Here's a landlord, and there's a mailing address. Do you guys see that? All right. That's a buy and hold investor. Let's look here a little bit more. Let me zoom out a little bit. Or by the way, you can see here that none of these flippers, investors, flippers, landlords are buying anything over here. So, but you know, you got to call them and ask them. Logan Developers. They bought this property for $30,500, sold it for $294,500 a few months later. I'm not sure what's going on there, but Logan Developers. There's no address here or contact phone number, but you can Google them. Brunswick Painting and Remodel. There's a mailing address, 601 Barber Road. This might be a vacant. Well, okay, that's a house. Helmsman Homes. Google them. Like these Lang Bean Builders are doing a lot of stuff out there. You find out who you can talk to. This is a landlord. Looks they bought this property for 35 grand. I wonder if that's vacant land. A Shore Thing, North Carolina. You could also here do Just Land flippers. Click Just Land. Let's do a larger radius, 3 miles. Search. Oh, a lot more land flippers here, huh? Look at this. And we've got some people here. Oh, look at this. WPRE Adventures, there's a mailing address out of Chicago, Illinois. Aaron Parks out of Moseley, Virginia. Bought a property July 23. Dalton York out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They bought the property here for $4,500. They own 8 properties. Logan Developers, YMB, Stephen Knutson. That name sounds familiar. Southport, North Carolina. They own 11 properties, 1.4 million in portfolio value. Here's a cool thing about this. Let me go back here. Click. Wait a second here. Okay. I'm searching here, boom, and I go to My Deals here. Why isn't it showing up here? Normally it shows up here, right at the top. What am I doing wrong? Maybe I have too many of them? Let me delete some of these. Hold on. Buyer search. right, so normally I do this skip trace skip trace and save results. I forgot to do that. Okay, now it will start giving you the phone numbers. When? Okay, so I guess they just made some changes. Before it would skip trace them all right away, but now I guess it may be spending too much money on that. So you have to check this off. Okay, interesting. Now I click on my deals. Why isn't it up here anymore? Huh. What did I do something wrong? This used to be, so the cool thing about this getinvestorbase.com is it tells you who all the flippers are, who the landlords, and that's somebody who buys and holds or flips them. And you'll see when you go in here, like this guy. No, let me show you a flipper. This guy here bought it for 25, sold it for 228. And sometimes I don't know, it used to show you the phone numbers here. I'm wondering if I did something wrong. Let me try one more time here. Researching ownership details, finding contact information. All right, now it's skip traced it. Okay, look, now I see the phone numbers there. These are landlords. Here's a flipper, phone numbers. Okay, because I was wondering why wasn't it giving me the names and phone numbers and addresses and all that? So that's new. You have to click this thing. Now from here, I should be able to, if I click on my deals, it should go, here we go. Now it's right there. Okay, now I can go to table view and see everybody here and see all these phone numbers. All right, then you can export this into a spreadsheet and you can call all of them. So once you get this under contract, Deanna, go to getinvestorbase.com. Now, I don't know how much this costs, but it's worth every penny of it. You have 100 phone numbers here of people that own land or have flipped land. Call them all, tell them what you've got, see if they're interested, and try to flip it to them. You don't have to pay, don't mess with any realtors, just call these buyers directly. Pretty cool, huh? Getinvestorbase.com. All right. Let's wrap this up. Appreciate you all. We'll see you. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you like this. If you don't, let me know. And if you are a member of my community Inner Circle, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And I hope to look for more of your deals on our next. We do this every week. So next Monday, I'll be looking at your deals. And appreciate you all. We'll see you.